Tonight's show is dedicated to the memory and the life of one Ralph Rat Curry Jr., who the world lost on last Friday in the early hours of the morning. We'll be talking about rap a little bit today, and we'll miss you, rap. Thank you for everything you've done, and may you rest in power, brother. And we are here live on the Check Swing podcast with myself and the star of the show. My man, Coach Santa, is here with us. What's going on, Coach? How you been?
Been well, sir. Been well, sir. Um, Still kind of, a little shook by um, the tragedy of, such a young, youthful, supportive black man. You know, I know definitely the Penwood athletics community is hurting. Um, but it's a good time to celebrate as well. Because there's not too many. I don't want to say there's not too many good guys anymore, but they're a dime a dozen. I'll say. Um, so it's
Yeah, yeah. This one hurt because I personally, I met rap for the first time when I was a young kid. I was in elementary school. Um, and if you were a kid growing up where I grew up, rap was the man. Like rap was that guy. um, Star basketball player at Penwood High School. Went on to start St. Joe's. Had it not been for a torn ACL injury and maybe a couple other nagging things, he probably would have played in the NBA. And who knows, what his life would have been like at that point. Who knows what our lives would have been like at that point. We both worked under Rap at when he was the athletic director at Penwood, as we were coaches at Penwood, and um, there for me personally, Rap did a lot for me. It kept my butt out the fire a couple times too. Um, and actually probably would not be in the position I'm in today had it not been for Rap. So very appreciative, very appreciative of who he is, who he was, and what he's done for this community, the Penwood community, and we're definitely going to miss him. So, Rap, thank you very much. Candlelight vigil tomorrow night outside the shoebox, over at Penwood High School. Candlelight vigil 7 o'clock. I believe it's 7 o'clock. I have to check on that so I can be sure. Um, it's either 6 or 7. I'm sorry, y'all. And if you want to come out just to celebrate his life, come on out and do that. Rest in peace, Rap. Suda says he was going way too soon. Absolutely, absolutely. Less than 10 years older than myself.
51.
51 years old. So it just goes to show you, man. You can be here today, going tomorrow, man. Um, but yeah, thank you, Rap. We appreciate you. We love you, and may you rest in peace. And prayers go out to the Curry family and the friends and everybody else who knew him, who had the pleasure and to associate themselves with him. His brother Ray. I know his brother Ray, and I know a lot of his family. So, um, like I said, rest in peace. Uh, we do have a show for you today. We do have a show planned for you today. A lot of things to talk about. Um, we're going to be talking about the Phillies as they go in their second half run, which ain't been going all that well since the All-Star break. I thought, after they took 2 or 3 from the Padres, I was like, okay, they might be well on their way. Then they pooped the bed against Brewers. I was at one of those games. Um, And I don't know what the score is right now. I have to look it up, but things ain't going all that great with the Orioles right now. So I'll actually look it up right now. That's how you can tell it's live because I'm going to look it up right now. And they're down 3-2 in the bottom of the second, bottom of the eighth, excuse me. 3-2 in the bottom of the eighth. So Phillies ain't doing what they're supposed to be doing, although the Orioles are a decent team. And in the very beginning of the baseball season, Coach, I said to you, I asked you, we put all the records up there, or the early impressions. And I said, are the Orioles for real? And you said they were. I didn't believe you, but you said they were for real. You have an inside track on them better than I do. I thought they were one of those teams that, they start off early because they got a lot of young talent, but they would fade. That actually is happening to the Rays right now. Like they started off on fire, and now they're starting to fade. But we're going to talk about a little bit of that, and just we're going to keep on talking about that in a minute. Trade deadline is next week in the MLB. A couple of guys, Juan Soto, Paul Goldschmidt, some guys to talk about there. Shohei Ohtani, he's on in trade rumors and stuff like that. Hall of Fame ceremony was this past weekend. Scott Rolen got in. Want to know your feelings on that? And Fred McGriff also got in. Controversially, though, there's people that say that there's a lot more deserving people than Fred McGriff. I personally thought Fred McGriff was great, but then again, I never really looked at his numbers. He was the crime dog. What do you have to look at? He was the crime dog, and he played for the Braves in the 90s. So we already had that discussion. We can have discussion again. The Eagles report to camp today. Saquon signs a 1-year deal with the Giants, and the Commanders are under new and familiar ownership. So definitely keep it locked with us right now because we're going to discuss all those things. And Miguel is stumping me today.
Yes.
And maybe I will stump him as well. But this weekend, we finally saw Bryce Harper playing first base. And didn't look too bad over there.
Not too shabby.
Didn't look too bad over there. Looked very comfortable in the infield. Very comfortable in the infield. What was your impressions when you saw Bryce Harper making diving catches or diving stops and going into the crowd and all the things that he was doing? Like, what were your impressions, Miguel?
So when I first started seeing him taking ground balls at first base when he was going through rehab, I was like, oh, this is going to be an experiment that fails miserably. But what people forget is that when he was on the cover of Sports Illustrated at the age of 16, he was actually a catcher and a pitcher. So if you're a catcher, you can play first base or third base usually. So then when I started seeing, his progressions and stuff, I'm like, this actually might work out. But then seeing him making a scary diving play in Cleveland and then seeing him make another backhanded play that was actually very well played, I'm feeling a lot better about it.
Go ahead.
No, because now that opens up, because I know there's been trade talks and whatnot. It's like, well, if we get like a Juan Soto or another outfielder, where we're going to put him? Now we technically have a spot for him. So.
Yeah. Put Schwarber back in that DH spot and put Soto in right and Castellanos in left. Make it work.
Although, what's his name? That center fielder they just called up, Johan.
It's Sosa. No, not Sosa. Rojas.
Rojas, yes. Because I think he went 3 for 4 his first game, and I think he has like 2 hits tonight. He might be the real deal. Because I believe he's actually rated the best center fielder in our system.
It's probably not hard to be, though.
True.
It's probably not hard to be. I mean, we done got rid of anyway. It doesn't matter. He does look like he's the real deal. At least early on, we'll find out what happens when people learn him and people know, what he's got, what he can do, what he can't do. That doesn't matter on defense, though, because they're hitting the ball. They're not going to say, okay, he's over there. Let me hit the ball in this precise location so he can't get to it. Can't do that in baseball, unfortunately. Maybe some people can, I've never been able to do that. It's very hard to do. But with that being said, the trade deadline, like you said, next week, Soto possibly, Goldschmidt possibly. Not going to happen. But Ohtani his name has been floated out there. Even though the Angels are starting to get it together, they might be able to make a playoff run. So the Angels might want to hold on to him.
Angels are garbage. They need to get what they can for him. If I were Ohtani, I would never re-sign with that organization. Because when you extend Trout and make him the highest paid player at that time, you go out and get Ohtani and you get Rendon and you get Syndergaard and you get all those big names and I think they lost at one point like 13 to 14 in a row last year. And they're all injured. It's kind of a judge kind of thing. It's like I wouldn't want to be a part of that organization. If I were him, I'd go to Seattle.
Seattle would probably be a nice landing spot for him. But if he's in Seattle, does he play the field at all?
Yeah, absolutely.
You think so?
I think so.
Because right now he doesn't play the field outside of pitching, right?
True. He's
doing it. He DHs except for on the days that he's pitching.
Right. He does it a lot less.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. But either way, they could still use his. They definitely could use his bat in the lineup, and it would be kind of a second home for him because, in the land formerly, treasured by Ichiro, it's a high Asian population. I think it may work out for him, but I don't see him leaving the California area.
No, it's said that he wants to stay on the West Coast.
Mm-hmm.
Don't blame him. I can't blame him for that. It's pretty nice out there. He was, there was talks about him going to the Yankees, but then I think the Angels swept the Yankees, so that probably took that off the table. Like, no, don't send me there because they can't even beat us. So please don't send me there. And the Yankees right now are just, I don't know what's going on with the Yankees. I mean, I talk to Yankees fans and they're just like, yo, we suck. And I'm like, cool, I don't really pay y'all much attention, but I'm going to take your word for it. Because I only pay attention to y'all when y'all are actually like really good. So, but if you think about it, so I'm going to pull something up real quick.
Uh-oh.
And I'm going to try not to take a whole lot of time in doing it.
like they say to the pastors, take your time. Take your time.
Take your time, Pastor. Take your time. So I'm looking at the standings, right? Yankees in last place. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yet they are only, I mean, it's a lot. Don't get me wrong. It's a lot. But they're only 9 games out of first. We've seen the Yankees and other teams do much, come back from worse. So let's put it in perspective. The Royals in last place in their division, 25 games out of first. Okay. The Athletics, the A's, last place in their division, 31 and a half games out of first. So the Yankees only being 9 games out of first place. It's really not that bad. They play in probably the best division in baseball right now. No one is under 500. The Yankees and the Red Sox have the same record at 53 and 47. So they won't even be. It would take them losing 6 straight right now to even get to 500, right? Best division in baseball, okay? And just so I'm not crazy, I'm going to look at the National League while the Phillies are in second place. Can't believe it. Tied with the Marlins.
And fading fast.
And they don't want it. We're looking at the Pirates, who are 11 and a half games out of first, the Nationals 24 games out of first, and the Rockies 17 and a half games out of first. Now, one of our loyal Yankee fans puts up the crying emoji because we're talking about the Yankees, but saving grace, and I got to give him credit for pointing this out to me. They're only 9 games out of first place. They still in it. They are still in it. And let me see. So they can get into 4th place.
Here's the thing to keep in
Oh,
mind.
hold on. Before you say that, I'm sorry. Let me just say this. If they were in the AL Central, they would be in 2nd place right now. Okay. If they were in the AL West, they would be in 3rd place right now. Think about that. Think about how good that division is. They are a last place team in their division, tied for last. But they would be in 2nd and 3rd place, respectively, in the other 2 divisions in the American League. Sorry for cutting you off, nigga. I just had to get that.
No. Did I remember what I was going to say?
Probably not. We're at that age.
I need more ginkgo biloba in my life.
Ginkgo biloba.
Yeah, it's the Yankees. Go ahead. I lost. I lost.
Well, trade deadlines. You being a Phillies fan, and you follow the team, you know what's going on. Who would you want them to go get? Who are you looking for them to? What kind of move are you looking for them to make? And what do you not want to give up to get a piece that will take this team to the next level?
I want to give up Nola. I've been saying that trade his behind for.
You've been saying that for a while.
Several years.
But Nola is like on again, off again, right? So next year he's going to be really good.
Nola?
Yeah.
Right. They said that last year and the year before that.
Well, last year he wasn't. It's like every other year for Nola.
Right. But even in that, he usually traditionally has a really crappy September. Doesn't matter how good his year. September is always his worst month. I would honestly, you probably can hear me with this. I would give up Nola and Schwarber.
For who?
I'm not finished yet.
Okay.
I like Goldschmidt a lot.
Look what this guy says. Sell Bryce Harper.
He's only
that ain't happening. That price tag too big.
He's only saying that because he's not on the Yankees. So I like Goldschmidt because he's done this before. He's professional. He's a great offensive mindset. He has a great offensive mindset. Bats in the upper 200, sometimes 300, and pretty good defensively. However, if you can't have 2 first basemen, obviously, he doesn't play the outfield. But I would definitely, I agree with the last statement. I would definitely sell Schwarbomber and his his Wawa Hoagie, the Schwarbinator or the Schwarber Craver.
Schwarbomb. I think it's the Schwarbomb.
The Schwarbomb, yeah, it's crap anyway. I would definitely. He could take the Schwarbomb with him. But yeah, I would package him and maybe give up.
Do they have the Schwarbomb in where you are? No, right?
No. Although we have Wawas that have 14 and 16-inch pizzas.
Oh yeah, we got the pizzas up here too. I haven't had one yet. Have you had one?
Mm-mm. It's like how good the Wawa. It's almost like when you go to the Chinese store that you get Chinese food from, but then you order a cheesesteak from that place. Can't do it.
Yeah, I would feel weird walking out of Wawa with a pizza.
I mean, they got burgers.
Huh?
They got burgers and fries now.
They do, and I think that was an attempt to like try to keep up with Sheetz. Why? Because I've heard that Sheetz might start to infiltrate the area, even though I was told a long time ago the owners of Wawa and Sheetz are friends, so they agreed to not infiltrate each other's areas. But from what I heard, Sheetz might be coming to the area.
Yeah, I hope not.
So Ryan says they sell pizzas here too. They're not bad. And Schwarberfest just ended. They probably needed to, honestly.
Maybe they took it up because they know he's getting traded soon. But yeah, I would give up Nola.
That is actually, I would not be surprised.
There you go. If you start to see all the billboards up with him and they all of a sudden they're mysteriously down, then that's your sign. Um, I just don't like the fact that even though yes he hits like 30, 40 home runs, he's batting like what 167. He's one of the biggest hit and misses ever.
Who's that?
Schwarber.
What you mean? What you mean? One of the biggest hit and misses?
So he either hits a bomb or he strikes out.
Oh yeah,
And I
I
know
see him
like
ground out a whole lot too. Like ground balls to the infield. Well, I guess that
right.
would be ground out, but
And the one caveat was his defense for a short period of time, and then now he's like dropping balls and diving for balls that he's way out in front of, and yeah, I'm done with Schwarber.
see, this is where you and I differ when it comes to the athletes here in this city. I'm one that I give people too much time to get it together. Too much time. I've done it as a coach. I do it as a fan. I give people too much time. Schwarber, I feel like is just having a rough season right now, right? By a lot of people's logic, and I'm going to say, I'm just going to use you as an example. They probably should also get rid of Trey Turner.
I actually was gonna probably package him in as well.
See that? See that?
Although he has outfield experience, so his speed can be useful in the outfield, I'll put it in a different shortstop, not named Bryson Stott.
He played shortstop last year, didn't he? Stop.
He was our he was our shortstop.
Segura was the second base. I'm not willing to give up on anybody on the roster right now, any position player on the roster right now. I would trade. See, I don't know if you can get something. I don't know what you can get for Schwarber right now. He's struggling. Like you trade him now when it's like you're trying to trade him off of what he used to do.
Right, but that's where you would package him in, and then you'd have to obviously pay part of his salary and all that good stuff.
I just feel like if you trade Schwarber and Nola together, you have to get something because first of all, our pitching is not good. I don't care what anybody says. People like to say, no, I don't think our pitching is good at all. That starters bullpen, I don't think it's good.
Bullpen has been pretty good the past month. I mean, other than that blown save from
that bullpen is so sometimey. Right now they're on a good stretch. Right, maybe they're getting it together for the haul. But earlier in the year, they were terrible. And last year, they were terrible in the beginning of the year as well. Right. Previous years, they were terrible all year round. Okay. But if you give up Nola, you give up Schwarber, you're giving up probably your second best pitcher, honestly. Let's be honest. He's probably your second best pitcher. And you're getting rid of a big bat. Now, if you're talking about Goldschmidt, you're bringing back a big bat, but we need something for the mound too. These guys are hitting the ball these days. You know what I mean? They're tearing the cover off the ball. There are still professional hitters left in the league, and we're seeing a little more of them now. That there's no. Let me take that back. I don't want to say that because it's BS, but. But you are seeing guys that are hitting the ball, making more contact than usual. Okay. Ryan said Ranger for our scoreboard. You want the injured Ranger for your scoreboard? We got a brand new scoreboard. We don't need y'all scoreboard.
Yeah, and it's 50 yards higher.
But if y'all throw in some of that that I don't know what it's called, but the white picket fencing, it's not picket fencing, but that white fence, throwing some of that when maybe we can do something. I just kind of like that. I don't know where we'll put it. Just give it to me. I'll put it in my backyard somewhere or something. I don't know. I just kind of like that. I don't know why. I just like that. I don't feel like if you get rid of those two guys, you're really going to get something back in return that really helps. I mean, the bat helps you, right? Mm-hmm. But defensively, no. You get no help. And you know that if you can't keep guys from scoring, you're not winning games.
I'm off.
Is there a pitcher that you think you could trade for? A starter?
Well, I know you want Ohtani, but that would kind of require getting.
I don't think it's possible for the Phillies to get Ohtani. I don't think it's possible.
I mean, if it wasn't for Painter possibly getting Tommy John, they would definitely want him and probably Mick Abel, who are pretty much the top two pitchers in the system, and either probably you'd have to throw in Johan, maybe even like Crawford in the minor leagues. So, and he seems to be doing pretty well.
See, I might trade Painter right now.
Right, but if he's going in for Tommy John, nobody's going to want him.
Nobody's really going to want him, but somebody's going to want him. Somebody will take him.
I think there's a rule that you can't trade a injured player.
I think you're right about that. I think you're right. It's not like other sports where they'll trade you quick.
Or cut you.
But I would trade somebody going to take Painter because a lot of guys come back, especially his age. A lot of these guys come back from Tommy John throwing harder after like a year or so. They throw harder. So you might be able to put Painter in there. Crawford, I really don't want to give up Crawford because we gave up one of the Crawfords and he's in Seattle doing okay. You know what I mean? He could have been our shortstop. Play in the outfield, like you said.
Okay.
I mean, he's not an all-star, but then again, neither was Trey Turner this year.
True.
I'm just saying.
But and Crawford
There's
probably
an all-star.
He'd be better if he was our shortstop. The defense would be better with Crawford, maybe.
Yeah, defense would be better. Bat, no, not so much.
Right.
Ryan puts up a very interesting statement. Think of Painter like Strasburg. Strasburg, for one, he was like Bryce. I believe he was on Sports Illustrated at a young age, had a whole lot of hype around him. He was supposed to be like the next Nolan Ryan and all like that, but then couldn't get on the field. Then once he could get on the field, he was on like a pitch count for like 3-4 years. And then he wins the World Series. Then he wins the World Series.
Being on the pitch count.
Without being on the pitch count. But then, like, who is he now? Like, is he still playing?
No, he's 33 and he's on his 47th injury.
And not saying that that's what's going to happen to Painter, but if Painter is as good as Strasburg was projected to be, would you want to get rid of him? I mean, for right now, like, would you want to give rid of him for something right now? Or would you just want to hold on to him and wait it out? Because
he's so young, I'd probably hold on to him for a little bit, see how he recovers from the injury, then give him like, the customary 2 to 3 years, see, if he gets the velo back, if he can, develop.
But if you can get Juan Soto right now for Painter, you doing it?
I don't want Juan Soto.
If you could get Paul Goldschmidt right now for Painter, you doing it?
No. That's an age thing. I think if Goldschmidt was maybe 5 years younger, I'd probably do it, or closer in age. But
I respect that because the age is definitely a factor. Age is definitely a factor. Plus, I mean, because you got Bryce locked in for another 9 years,
something like that.
10 years. Got him locked in. You're probably going to have to. I don't know what JT's contract is, but I'm sure you want to keep him around. One of the best catchers in the league.
His is 5. I think everybody else is like 5 years. So like Schwarber was 5. JT was.
Turner was a long term though too, wasn't it?
Yeah, Turner's is like
11 or something like that.
Something like that. Why do I need to be drug tested?
Maybe I don't know. Maybe because you don't want Soto.
Oh,
That's what we got. Let's see. In the words of Stephen A. Stay off the weed.
I don't want Soto. I don't want Soto.
You don't want Soto. That's interesting. But why? Why not Soto?
It's hard to. It's one of those things you see as a coach. It's like everybody sees like the good in a certain player. I just think of things like in kind of like long term.
Mm-hmm.
I could see him becoming a Latino Schwarber at some point. It's just.
I think at some point everybody becomes less of a hitter than what they once were. Like I don't know too many people that finished their career being a great hitter. I know there are some, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, but it's like it reminds me of the downfall of Ryan Howard. Like there were certain things that he just
fast,
right. It was fast, and all he had to do was figure out how to hit the curveball, and he never did. But he never really tried to change, in my opinion. So maybe it's because he sucks with me on the show. He's garbage on the show for me. Maybe that's what it is. But
I feel like. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Finish your thought.
no, I don't know. It's something I can't quite explain it. It's almost like whenever you see like when you and I have coached, and you see somebody with all the talent in the world. Perfect example.
He said he has no marbles. Joe Boo.
Yeah. Do you remember? And I'm trying to say. Here's what I will do. I'm going to private chat you a name.
Okay. And you want me to tell you if I remember this person?
Right.
Well, why do you do that? I thought personally Ryan Howard had more trouble with the slider than the curveball.
Okay. You know what he had more trouble with? Lefties. Anything that threw left-handed, he had trouble with.
Yeah, anything that went away from him.
Anything that started with the word L, he had trouble with.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to hit enter on this name, right?
Okay.
And that's what I'm thinking of when I think of Soto.
When you think of Soto?
Yeah. You remember? You remember that kid, right?
Yeah. Hold on. Do I remember? I think I'm thinking of somebody else. Wasn't he a pitcher?
Yes.
Okay, I'm thinking of the right person. But why?
He was always good for one big hit. And that was about it. And it was never in an important situation. I mean, don't get it. Like, I know Soto had like a really great World Series and stuff like that. But since then, it almost seems like I don't see, maybe because he plays in San Diego, maybe I'm not seeing him enough. But the times that I've seen him play, he just seems to kind of be like there versus like a Machado. Like Machado is like engaged. It's almost like the difference between Machado and Tatis. Like if you had those two players lined up, who would you want? Side by side, who would you want? And
between Machado and Tatis?
Yes. Who would you want? I think you know where I'm going with this.
Like I know what I want to say, and I know what I'm going to say.
It should be.
I'm going to say Machado.
Why you say Machado and not Tatis?
Because I don't know if Tatis is going to be on the field. He was just suspended.
Right, but not only that, but even with that, there's decisions that he makes that are. He's almost like a Markelle Fultz when it comes to his mind. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? So,
I don't know. I'm Machado. So,
I would trade the farm system for Machado.
Give me Machado because he gives it to you on both sides of the ball.
Exactly.
So does Tatis.
Yeah, but even with that, like, you remember what he did in Chicago a couple weeks ago? They started saying, they started a chant. It's like something about steroids or whatever, and then he started kind of serenading the crowd and whatnot.
Uh huh.
Um, it's not that Soto is like that. I feel like some of his plate appearances are kind of like he's just there, like he's not engaged. Like it's kind of like some of the players that you coach over time. It's like you can tell, like, man, if he just gave a crap or if he just cared every at bat, he'd be more consistent.
Okay. Well, let me. We got a call. We got a call coming in, so I'm gonna take this call,
Uh oh.
and hopefully it's not somebody trying to mess with us. And can I bring them in? Hey, call you on with the Check Swing Podcast. Who's this? Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. Let me. We don't get calls too often, so I gotta take it off mute. I'm sorry. Hey, call you on with the Check Swing Podcast. Who is this? Call you
Hello?
there? I think they just call you there. Okay, they're laughing. I'm talking. Okay, you're laughing. I don't. Okay, they hung up. They decided to hang up. That's what happens when you put your number up there for people to call. They do funny stuff. But
We need the 5 second delay.
we actually need like some moderators to be able to monitor the phones and stuff for us, the screen calls. Ryan said, I like Machado now because he grew up. He's not dumb like he was in Baltimore when he knew he wasn't going to get paid. That's coming from a Yankees fan that has a lot of stake in the AL East that pays attention to that.
And
He says, I'm sorry, he goes on to say Tatis is still not mature enough right now. He's not focused.
right. So I think Soto is a mixture of Machado and Tatis. I think that's what my issue is. It's like some days he's like Machado and some days he's like Tatis, but not like over in each direction. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because I'm like we've had players like that before that are sometimey. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's the vibe I get. You know,
I feel like you're going to get a lot of that in baseball, period, right now.
yeah, but it's like, but,
I feel like guys like Bryce Harper
mhm.
are, what would you say? You don't see too many like that. Bryce Harper, the Chase Utleys, and forget, don't cut my throat for saying Pete Rose. And what I mean by they're going to give you 100% every time on the field. They're going to get, and I know Bryce is catching a lot of flack for not running a ball out the other day that he thought was going to be a foul ball.
It was foul, yeah.
Those things happen. All right, those things happen. Jimmy Rollins used to get, they used to get on him a lot for not running out ground balls. He runs out a ground ball and gets hurt. What you gonna do? A ground ball that what I'm saying? And it's on him. The ball gets thrown away and it doesn't get on base. That's on him. But you would rather your star players do something, hustle and get hurt on a play that's not even going to work out in their favor, even if they hustle.
It's not even that. It's and R. Dot just posted something that I completely do agree with. So I'm glad that he posted it.
Put that up. He says Soto was more focused when he was in DC and not around his friends. He's not playing to potential now.
Right.
So maybe he doesn't have any friends in Philly.
Well, I mean, you bring him to Philly, he would have Trey Turner, he would have Bryce Harper. Right. And they would, but they're different players, you know what I mean? Like
Exactly.
So maybe, but it's a different breed of friends. I'd still give the minor league up for Machado. When they were trying to go get Machado and Harper, I was begging for those two players because I think you would have. I mean, and
I was hoping to get both of them,
but I don't think you wouldn't have Alec Bone, but you probably could have used him as a trade piece to get your pitcher. So
Mm-hmm. Okay, all right. Here comes the controversy. Bryce not running out plays. Bryce purposely not swinging the bat. He's trying to get out of Philly.
he's baiting right now. He's just
Now
like
he sounds like a Yankee fan.
now he's being a Yankee.
Now he sounds like a Yankee fan.
It's funny because there's another Yankee fan that isn't on. He's not. I don't think he's watching tonight, but he'd probably be doing the same thing. Then he'd probably go to like, oh, Santa Claus and all that crap. So, which is lazy anyway.
Yeah, it's a lazy
But
joke. Lazy joke. Yeah, give me Soto. Give me Soto out here. Put Schwarber back in the DH spot, but you probably got to trade Schwarber. I don't know if anybody would take Schwarber right now. Give me Soto.
the Yankees
I'll
will
trade
take
Painter
Schwarber.
for Soto. Huh?
Yankees will take Schwarber.
And Yankees don't want Schwarber either. Actually, he's a lefty, short porch out there in right field. Maybe it might be the spot for him. I don't know. But he's a leadoff, and isn't Judge the leadoff out there? I don't know. That might be a.
He shouldn't be.
Why the hell is Schwarber the doggone leadoff for the Philadelphia Phillies?
And he's batting 183
Why was he the leadoff last year? I mean,
because
come on.
he's good at bats.
He does have quality at bats. For the most part, he gets quality at bats, but that doesn't mean he should be leading off. Ryan said, I bet Schwarber hits 15 more home runs in New York. Yeah, I guess so, because them Jones that would be on the warning track here would probably be over the wall in New York.
And his average would drop another 20 points.
But he would still have a better on-base percentage than
Yes, you saw that.
he would still have that.
Baseball can be so dumb sometimes, but
So dumb.
it's
Let's shift gears real quick. I do want to talk real quick, one more baseball thing. Scott Rowland, Fred McGriff in the Hall of Fame. Your thoughts on both, Miguel?
both deserving. Scott Rowland kind of, I don't want to say lucked out, but I mean, him winning a championship and having all those gold gloves early in his career, I think helped him a lot. I know he had a rivalry with his own coach, Tony La Russa, after they won the World Series and stuff. I wish things were different in Philly, but at the time he was right. We were being cheap, but I think he missed the boat with the Phillies because remember right after he got traded, then that's when we started, going after like Tomey and Bell and, most free agents failed, but they actually started going after legitimate free agents. And granted, they were trying to get the seats in for the new stadium at the time.
Yeah.
Fred McGriff, I have no problem with 7 short, 493 home runs, 7 short of 500. If you hit 400 home runs, let alone 450, that's almost a guarantee to be in the Hall of Fame. So I saw him when he was with the Braves hit a home run. No, when he was with the Padres. And I just remember him hitting a home run so deep. I was like, oh my, I never thought anybody could hit a ball that hard, that far at the vet. And it still wasn't the longest at the vet. Because I don't know if you remember the star that was above the it was around the 600 level, right where the yellow seats, the orange seat. So upper deck, it would go burgundy, then orange, and then yellow. Yellow was a 700 level. So right around right field, there was a star, a yellow star, and it had the letter S on it. Do you remember that?
No, I don't remember that.
So that star, that S, yellow and gold, was from Willie Stargell. That was the longest home run ever hit at the vet.
Now that I don't remember it, but I vaguely remember maybe something
right
along those lines.
So
where it was just I just saw something random and wondered what it was, but never got an answer and just kind of forgot about it.
Right.
But the only thing I really remember from the vet outside of the vet like sitting in the seats, is I remember the one, the monitor, big monitor.
Yeah.
Then there was the monitor next to it that wasn't a color monitor. It was like,
The stat. There was like the box score sheet.
and then right up next to that, there was the Marlboro advertisement.
And you know what's sad, because when the stadium was first built, they used to have two big jumbotrons, so there was actually no seating. You know how you had the upper deck, and then you had like that lower kind of deck that would go from like the tarp back. There was that was actually one long scoreboard, and they had them on both sides, but they got rid of them in the 80s because they wanted to sell more seats, because that's when the Phillies were really cheap and really crappy.
Ryan said Fred McGriff would have hit 500 if not for the strike.
That's right. That's
Probably.
right. Absolutely.
Probably. And
but yeah, I just remember him. That was the longest home run I had ever seen hit live, and it was not too far from that home run. And
I wonder if I was there, because I did go to quite a few games against the Braves.
And people forget he actually had a great glove too. He was great defense.
Oh yeah,
I loved watching him play defense.
McGriff was a very, very good baseball player.
And what was that that camp that he did that was always the infomercial on before Sports Center would come
Mansky?
Huh? Ed Mansky and
Tommy Mansky.
Yeah.
Tommy Mansky, I think is what it
was.
I was just Ryan who's put comments he had just called me about something. It was he mentioned it in his, I think it was an interview. He said something about Tommy, man. I forgot, but he'll have to share that story with us one day. We don't have too much time left today. Fred McGriff getting in, great. Proud, happy. I was a fan of Fred McGriff. Scott Rolen, I gotta be honest with you, Miguel.
Uh-oh.
I'm not a hater. I'm not a Scott Rolen hater, even though he left Philly on bad terms. And maybe it's because for a good portion of his career, I was away. Even though he wasn't in Philly, I was away and didn't really pay much attention to him. I don't remember much of Scott Rolen as a player. I just don't. Like, I remember him winning a World Series with the Cardinals. But that's really all I kind of remember. I don't really remember. Nothing from his career stands out to me.
Right, and I think that's the reason why, like I mentioned, like the beginning of his career, because he was the Rookie of the Year. The very next year, he won his first Gold Glove. So within the first 7 or 8 years of his career, oh my God, he's going to be better than Mike Schmidt. He's going to be the greatest, third baseman ever. And then when he went to the Cardinals, still kind of the same player, but after he won the World Series, I think he only played like maybe 2 or 3 full seasons. He kept having like nagging injuries. So,
right.
But had it not been for the beginning of his career, then, who knows?
Ryan put a quick version of the story. Said Fred McGriff said he has never seen of the Tom Emansky videos that he endorsed. He did it as a favor. So he did all the videos. He never even seen them. Never saw the videos. Tommy Mansky probably made a killing.
Especially that dude that threw the ball from center field into the trash can on one hop. I want to know how many takes that took.
Yeah, that's what I want to know. How many times they had to shoot that?
Do you have an issue with the Phillies wanting him to be in their Hall of Fame?
Yeah, I kind of do.
Yeah. And
it's not because of the way it ended. It's because he's not a Philly. He's a Cardinal. You know what I mean? That's like Dallas the Arizona Cardinals putting Emmitt Smith in their Hall of Fame.
The most overrated running back in the history of the NFL.
It's like the Niners putting OJ in their Hall of Fame.
You can't say OJ on the show.
Yes, I can. I can. I pay the bills. I can say it. Actually, I got a whole show dedicated to OJ on YouTube radio. Got to check it out. It's pretty good. It's pretty damn good. I'm gonna tell you right now. It's pretty doggone good. Go to youtube.com/Neutrals Radio. You'll find it. Yeah, Fred McGriff. I mean, like I said, happy he's in there. I don't remember much from Scott Rowland. Do I want him in the Phillies Hall of Fame? Like, no, I don't. Like, why? That's a reach. Because you drafted him. Are you going to put Mickey Moniak when he becomes a star in the Phillies?
But again, rookie of the year.
That's all. That's great. That's great. That's great. You know who else was rookie of the year? Evan Turner. When he played for the Sixers. You think the Sixers are ever putting him in some type of no? It ain't happening. Didn't the Sixers just have another rookie of the year recently? I know. Was it Ben Simmons? No, he wasn't rookie of the year, was he? No, because he lost to Marcus Brogdon, I believe. Malcolm Brogdon. Anyway, it doesn't matter. That's not what we're talking about. So yeah, no, Philly. He's not a Philly. I'm sorry, he's not. He's just not. I mean, the Phillies did not have any success with him on the team. He was successful. The Phillies didn't have any success. So there's no like season. He contributed to the run that took him to the World Series. No.
Dude, no. I mean, he had Kurt Schilling for 3 years and that was it. You had Kurt Schilling and Tyler Green out on a bum elbow and
Ryan said he's a Philly. All of his real credentials, other than the World Series, were in Philly.
And that's the point I'm making. It's like
nobody looks at Scott Rowland and remembers he played for the Phillies, except for people in Philadelphia. Nobody. I'm sorry. On top of that, I don't even think people remember rookies of the year, but so much in baseball. Like Ken Griffey Jr. probably won rookie of the year. And I'm saying probably because I'm not sure. I think he did. Who was the rookie of the year last year? You remember?
Wasn't it the dude from the Astros, the shortstop?
No idea. See? No idea. What about the National League?
National League don't count. I don't remember.
National League don't count.
I don't remember actually.
Look, you moved to an American League city. Look at you. You changed up on us, man. You changed up on us.
It's the food.
It must be eating all them damn crabs out the harbor. Leave them crabs alone.
Yeah, they steam them in the freaking sewer. That's why they're always steaming hot.
Is Herschel Walker an Eagle?
Absolutely not.
Then Scott Rowland's not a Philly. So my man from the Marlins won last year. I don't even remember who.
Oh, Jazz Chisholm.
No, Jazz was a rookie with the Diamondbacks.
Soler. Who else was a rookie on the Marlins?
I don't remember, but that's what I'm saying. Like people don't remember rookies of the year in baseball. Like I forgot he won rookie of the year. Period, and he was a Philly. I forgot.
No, I always remembered that because the team was so bad that was the only thing that you had to look for.
They were terrible. I remember Jimmy won the MVP. I remember Ryan Howard won the MVP. I remember Abreu won the home run derby. I remember Howard won the home run derby.
And Chase Utley almost won the MVP.
Chase Utley almost won the MVP. It would have been nice if all three of them could have won it, but it is what it is. Real quick mentions before Miguel tries to stump me. Eagles reported to camp today. Oh, he said it was Michael Harris from the Braves. That's right. It was Michael Harris from the Braves. I forgot he was a rookie last year. He didn't play like a rookie, though, but he was the rookie last year. And the kid out of Seattle won.
Julio Rodriguez.
Rodriguez won, yeah.
I think it was between him.
But and Rodriguez is a star in the league. Yeah. And look at that. I forgot completely that he won rookie of the year. I just feel like nobody pays attention to rookie of the year.
Baseball's a long season, though. Baseball's a long season.
It is. So it is, but I just feel like nobody pays attention to rookie of the year after. Like nobody cares. Like you care if it's on your team. After that, you're just like, yeah, okay. Show me something else. Show me you can keep doing it. Okay. Eagles reported to camp today. You excited for the Eagles season? I already know the answer to that, but go ahead. I'm just asking you anyway.
What'd you say?
You excited about the Eagles season? You excited for the Eagles season?
I am. I'm not. What'd you say?
I was gonna say in about a month or so we'll be doing our predictions. So
Yeah, I am kind of excited. My neighbor across the street, he knows I'm an Eagles fan, so he was like, "Yo, man, what you think about the Eagles Ravens?" I'm like, "Nothing. It's a preseason game." But
I'm about to say they play each other this
yeah, they play each other pretty much every preseason.
year? Yeah, they
But
do.
that's the big thing down here because you got Beckham down here with Lamar Jackson, so they're everybody's all excited and stuff.
Saying that possibly this is his final season.
I mean, he has a ring and he played a half of a Super Bowl to help the team win. So
Yeah.
I don't know that he has much else to prove, but it's a shame that football you don't see the 15, 16 year wide receivers like you used to because they just get
Because they're so big and strong anymore. The body can't hold up.
breaks down. Um,
The
but
Commanders are under. I'm sorry, what?
no, I said, but I'm excited about the season.
The Commanders are under new and familiar ownership. Josh Harris, part owner of the Sixers, is now part owner of the Commanders, as well as part owner of the New Jersey Devils.
I think Josh Harris's goal is to be the most hated man in Philadelphia next to Norman Brandon.
Wow. Norman Brayman. Wow. Yeah, people still don't like Norman Brayman. Just ruined the whole. Could have been. Never mind. I don't even want to go there. We don't have that much time. Saquon Barkley signs a 1-year deal. Scott Rowland is not a Philly. Saquon Barkley signs a 1-year deal with the Giants. Is it fair that he only got a 1-year deal with the Giants?
Honestly, yeah.
It's fair.
Well, here's the thing, right? I think he's probably going to be the last running back that ever gets a really big contract. Because when you look at like Gurley and the schmuck from the Cowboys that likes to dress like a cheerleader,
Zeke.
yeah,
Ezekiel Elliott. Yep.
Zeke the cheerleader.
He never lived up to that contract.
But I'm saying, the game is set up in a way that the running back, the money's going to go to the quarterback. Maybe the offensive line, maybe a couple players on defense, but the money's going to go to the quarterback. Quarterback. I mean, the average lifespan of a running back is what, 4, maybe 5 years. So, yeah. It's he took the best deal that he could get. It's fair.
Ryan said if he signed it, it's fair. I don't necessarily agree with that, but I know what he's saying. I don't necessarily agree with it because everybody negotiates, and if you don't get what you want, that doesn't necessarily mean it's fair, or that doesn't necessarily mean it's not fair. But in this case, I think he earned the right to have more than a 1-year deal. Take money out of it. I know that's all part of it. We're talking business, but I feel like he earned the right to have. I mean, 3, right? 3 at the most, because right now he's probably on the tail end of his career, but he's still producing. So we'll see. Don't care. He's a Giant. Whatever. All right. I'm just saying. Shutting the phones down. Thank you for calling. The person that just called and started giggling like a schoolgirl. Maybe it was a schoolgirl. I don't know. But it's time right now for Miguel to stump me, and it looks like he's about to show off a little bit. So let's see what we got.
Why would you say that?
Okay, why does this keep messing up on me?
You probably have to do an update or something. Here, let me do this. Let me stop, and then
I'm tired of this happening. This doesn't make it. It never happened to us before. Now these last couple of weeks, it just wants to be buggy on us.
Did we pay the bill?
There we go. Oh yeah, the bill is paid. Good Lord, 2023 NBA champ.
Okay, so let's start.
Who won the championship this year?
See, that's why.
The Lakers. No, not the Lakers. It was the Heat the Nuggets. Heat and the Nuggets. Okay, here we go. I can remember who played in the doggone final.
Oh yeah. All right. So There's a couple of teams that he played with twice.
I'm just gonna say this ain't fair.
Why is it not fair? You got the last one.
You ain't never putting the one up that played for this many doggone teams.
That's not true.
And his only accolade is that he won a championship.
I did this about 4 or 5 months ago with Matt Stairs, and you got it.
Yeah, I don't know how I got that one.
I don't know how you got it.
I think his name just popped into my mind. I was like, it's got to be him. Let's put it out there. But okay, just give me the teams. I'm not even gonna try to guess because there's too many.
Okay. Detroit, Washington, Philadelphia, Phoenix, Orlando, Denver, Charlotte, Oklahoma City, Houston, New Orleans, when they were the Pelicans, Milwaukee, Memphis, and the Golden State Warriors.
I know this is not correct, but I just want to put one out there. I know it's not correct because I know I don't think he played for some of these teams. Jeff Green.
No.
Okay. All right, because Jeff Green, I think, played for the Celtics at one point. And there's comments, and I'm not going to the comments because I don't want to know if somebody put it in there.
It's not in there.
Oh, it's not in there?
Oh, as soon as you determined it was the Nuggets, I got the answer. Okay, so he says he has the answer.
See? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cheat a little bit. Just a little bit. I'm going to pull up the Nuggets roster because the Nuggets are definitely a team that I didn't really follow that much. And I can't think of three Nuggets right now. There's Jokic, Jeff Green, and Murray, Jamal Murray. The only Nuggets I can think of right now. I can't even think of. So I'm just gonna pull up the roster. I'm not gonna pull up I'm just gonna pull up
here's don't run through the roster. You'll get 3 chances by looking at the roster. You can guess the one of the 3 players. If you don't get it in those 3 chances, then our guest that says he has the answer.
Give me the teams. Give me the teams again. How many teams was it? Is it
13?
13? Okay.
And you can't look. You're not allowed to look at the comments.
I'm not looking at the comments. But why can't I see more? I only see 1, 2, 3, 4. I only see 5 people on the roster right now. Was the Sixers one of the teams?
Yes. Twice.
Justin Holiday.
No.
All right, so I got 2 more guesses.
Well, you just cursed on air, by the way.
Sorry, I paid the bill. Hold on, let me go because I still don't really have the roster up. Where's you put in the search Denver Nuggets roster 2023. Why am I not getting the roster?
I don't know, but why is the volume of your voice getting louder?
Because I'm angry. Okay, here we go. NBA.com, the roster. So I get 3.
You got 2 more now.
2 more guesses. It's not Bones. Ish Smith. It is. That's right? Ish Smith. Yeah. I had to see it. I had to see the name. Ish Smith. I know he played for the Sixers, and I know he played for like 100 teams. So I had to be, and Ish was pretty good ball. I mean, obviously he's still in the league. Ish was a good ball player for the Sixers.
Yeah, he was on the Sixers twice, and I believe Washington twice.
Ish was a good ball player, man. I like.
You only get partial credit for this one.
Well, it's not like you. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Whatever. It's not like we keep score.
They don't know that.
Well, we are, but we're not. So okay, I'm gonna pick a number between 1 and 10. Come on, there's only 10 of them. You ain't gotta think that hard.
No, because the lottery just went up to 850 million. So
that ain't got nothing to do with this.
9.
9. So we're going to page 9. Give me another. What the hell? Did I hit the wrong thing? Okay, give me a. Oh, there's actually more pages. Okay, uh, give me a number between 1 and 10.
10.
All right, here we go. And I'm shutting down these comments. I think you're gonna get this one. I think this one. I'm thinking this one might be easy, but maybe not. All right, so I'm going to put it up here, but just give me a second. Which pitcher was nicknamed chairman of the board?
Whitey Ford.
Whitey Ford, he says. That is correct. Whitey Ford was a 10-time MLB All-Star and 6-time World Series champion. He won both Cy Young Awards and World Series Most Valuable Player Award in 1961. Didn't I tell you you're going to get that one pretty easy?
You got to watch that movie or the HBO movie that was made by Billy Crystal called 61.
I watched
it. So that the guy chairman.
Did I watch it?
It was about Mickey Mantle and Roger Maris.
Yes. I did watch that. It was a long time ago. I gotta check it out again.
So Whitey Ford was Mickey Mantle's handler. So he was the one that got him out of all of his quote unquote predicaments.
Ah, well, there you go. Chairman of the board. All right. Well, we're going to get up out of here.
Yeah, I don't think we can show that last comment. Thank you, Ryan.
We're going to get up out of here. We're going to get up out of here on the Check Swing podcast. We appreciate y'all hanging with us for the last hour and some change. And we are going to end tonight's show the same way we began it, by giving our love and respect to one Ralph Rap Curry Jr. May he rest in peace. Good night, y'all.